Okay, you guys, it has been, I just realized I forgot lipstick. 1 second. Okay, so that's better. I look more alive. So anyways, it's been 2 weeks since I have been to a Goodwill. I just got back from Europe and I'm doing my Goodwill routine shopping day. And I'm hoping it's going to be an easy re-entry into thrifting because the thrift stores in Belgium where I was they were so cheap. It was insane how cheap they were. So I know I'm going to be in sticker shock when I go into Goodwill. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what I find today. I'm excited, but I'm also a little nervous. These videos always make me nervous because the pressure to find something for you guys is always so high, but I am excited to get out there. Okay, I'm walking into Goodwill number 1. Fingers crossed. I get something in today's shopping trip, deliver some really cool stuff. Here's a brass tray, although it kind of looks newer. Yep, World Market. Too new for me. So yeah, originally only $5.99. That's crazy. See, I'll be passing on this, but brass trays are something I'm always looking for. I know this type of stuff is coming back in style because of all the cottagecore, but I just can't bring myself to purchase stuff with hearts like this. I don't know why. So I'm gonna leave it behind. Okay, so this kitty is really cute. Let's see how much it is. $4.99. Oh, I knew the prices were gonna get me. This would have been 50 cents in Belgium. But I kind of like the blue and the crackle, so I don't know. I may have to get it because cat stuff sells. It's just really cute. This kitty box is cute. $6.99. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I am not gonna comment like that on every single thing. I did warn you though before I got started, but this is actually really cute. This blue handmade vase is really pretty and I don't see a price at all. I do like the darker tone here with this pretty blue. You don't see this color very often with handmade pottery, so I may take it up to the front and see if they can price it for me. And then this also caught my eye, which is a vintage ashtray. Oh, as I bust it up, $7.99. Oh my goodness, you guys. Okay, I promise I'll stop. Okay, so this is nice, and ashtrays do sell, and it kind of is giving me like fall transition vibes, so I'll think about it only because the price is $7.99. So I really like this vase. It's $15, but it's very, very on trend right now with the way that the handles are and the shape and the color, and I believe it is handmade. It is. Yeah, okay, so I think I will get this guy, and I'm still debating on this one. So this is a Damat sculpture, and price points on these are all over the place. So this is $9.99, so it's a little more than I'd like to spend. Sometimes they can be worth a lot, and other times they're not. And I just don't know if there's a ton of market for like an oil rig type tower. Especially for $9.99, but it is signed there, so I think I'm gonna pass on it. You'll have to let me know if I made a mistake, but yeah, I'm just not super into it to pay 10 bucks for it. Here's a cute little wooden box, $2.99. It's one of those touristy souvenirs, so I usually refrain from picking up ones that actually have the destination on it, but I do like the little bird. I like this green vase. It's really interesting, but I'm not sure if it's handmade. Okay, on the bottom, it doesn't really give me any indication. I feel like it could be though. It's 15 bucks. Again, everything is priced really high here. Really, really high. Like this single bookend, I turned it over and it's $10 for just this guy, which is crazy to me. But I kind of really like the shape and the tone. So I'm going to do a little Google lensing to see if something comes up, but I do really like it. Surprisingly, I have sold every single coaster set that I have put in my vintage booth. So this is $4.99. There's a ton of inlay detail that I think is great and painted. I counted they are all here. 6 of them are there, which oftentimes, you know, one goes missing. So I think I'm gonna pick this set up. Love these glasses, but they are definitely damage from like washing in the dishwasher, but they price them at $1 each, which is very unusual for Goodwill. I'm almost tempted because they are so cute and definitely vintage. Looking through the art section, there's a lot here, just mostly people's art projects and stuff you can find at like Home Goods, but I did find this cute little piece. So it's $2.90. Oh, excuse me. It's $2.99, and It has like a painted bird detail, and then it has the inlay frame. So that's actually all individual pieces that make up the pattern of the frame. So it really is beautiful. It's kind of crooked in the center, so I'm not sure how I feel about that per se, although maybe I can fix it if I take off the back. So I think I'm gonna get it. And then I also found this hook thing, which actually is vintage because it has all the gold hardware, and it is only $1.99, and hook stuff like this for entryways always sells, so I'm gonna get it. So typically I don't pay much attention to the stuff that's near the windows because the display usually is filled with stuff that I do not want, but of course these caught my eye, but they're $20 each, so definitely passing, and you can tell the finish is really, really rough. And I don't even think that it can be salvaged. It actually looks like the brass on the outside is giving way to a silver finish on the inside. So yeah, I think they're beyond salvaging, and for $40 for the pair, that seems crazy. Well, that was a surprise, you guys. I actually got 4 things. Usually at that Goodwill, it is a miss most of the time. So starting off strong today, so on to the next Goodwill. So I realized that I forgot to pack myself snacks today. Big mistake, because this woman needs snacks when I'm in the car. So we'll see how long this day lasts without snacks for me. So these are kind of cute little sconces. They're vintage, but they're not my favorite type of brass. I feel like the younger generations would like them because they are kind of sweet. They're $2.99 each. There's a pair. I think I may get them. I'm kind of digging this ginger jar lidded pot. I like the black clay with this shiny glaze. Oh, and the pattern is really neat. So I'm just inspect a little bit more because I think there might be some, yeah, like here, there's a little bit of crack. Although it's not really a big deal because, you know, rarely do you have the lid off the piece. Usually I look for cracks around the lip instead. So, okay, I gotta do a little more looking to see if there's anything else wrong with it. And I think it was $6.99 when I checked the bottom. This handmade mug is actually really cute. Man, heart seems to be a theme today in everything that I am finding. It actually has a really good hand feel when I picked it up. My arms are full, which is why I'm not showing it to you guys, but I don't know, I think I may have to get it. This piece is absolutely fantastic. It's beautiful, and they want $1,200 for it at Goodwill. And they're trying to make a case for it very strongly by showing you what they've researched online. So, it'll be interesting to see how long it takes to sell this guy. But it is a beautiful piece, I will give them that. This little pillow is really cute to me. It's $3.99. It kind of matches the other one that I got here a few months ago that I don't think has sold, so to pick up a second one probably is not smart, but I do kind of like it, so I think I'm gonna have to grab it. I like the flowers in this picture. The frame is terrible and very dirty. I actually kind of even like how it has that iridescent quality to it. I feel like I could paint the frame with gold and it would look really cool. Let's see, how much is that? $3.99. All right, but you know, I just do not need a project, so I'll probably put it back and keep it there. Ooh. But this is giving me last year Halloween vibes when we were all painting ghosts into the scenes. That was so fun. I don't think we're doing it this year, and so I probably won't get it. But last year I would have picked this up in a heartbeat to paint some ghosts in it. Here's a Florentine style wall plaque. It's made on wood. Oh yeah, actually made in Italy. So is the real deal. $2.99. I've never picked up anything like this before, so I just have no idea how this particular type of Florentine would sell, so I think I'm probably gonna pass on it, but I probably will look it up online just to be safe. Okay, it's official. We have a box now. We have filled up a box. Well, not to the brim, obviously, but I'm just excited that I even have enough stuff to warrant having a box now in my front seat. So yeah, it's been a good day sourcing so far. Okay, so we are walking into Goodwill number 3. Well, you guys, it must be my lucky day because I just found a pair of sailboat brass bookends for $4.99. So, hooray! And a pair of candlesticks that you guys know I make sets with. They are $3.99 each, which is more than I'd like to spend on them, but you know, I never find these anymore, so I'm gonna grab them. So this Goodwill location has a pretty robust wood aisle. So I always have to do a lot of digging because there's always gems in here. I just found this box, which I think is actually kind of cute, and it comes with the hardware to lock it. It's a souvenir box, which I kind of shy away from, but it is really pretty, and it was $24, I think, if that's what it says on the bottom of it when the person would have bought it all those years ago. So I think I'm gonna get it. Okay, I do not know what this is, but it looks like it's gonna be something fantastic. Oh, now the $2.99, good price, very cool wood box. Kind of reminds me of, I don't know, an acorn. So yeah, this is definitely coming home. So I do like the Indian carved wood versions of these pop-up baskets a lot better than the apple ones. So you guys have seen the apple ones, I'm sure, if you go to the thrift stores. They're everywhere. These ones are a little bit more rare to find, and this one is really cute and small. It has a little bit of a split at the very back that you can see. I don't know if that's a deal breaker. It's only $3.99, which is a screaming good deal. So I'll have to think about this one. It's definitely a limited market, but I think this one is actually pretty special. Okay, you guys, I can't believe it. I had to grab a cart. I actually had to grab a cart. I also picked up this cute little owl vase. I gotta look it up. I don't think it's anything special. It reminds me of those vintage canisters, like the glass canisters. So I'm gonna look it up just to make sure. He is actually kind of cute. So I used to pick up these gray stone vases all the time, but the gray just doesn't sell as well as just the traditional marble vases, so I'm not going to get it, but the price is $6.99, which is actually pretty good for a Goodwill. Okay, so I just pulled these two pieces of art out of the art area, and usually I find nothing at Goodwill that is worth picking up, but I kind of like these. This one's 13, which to me is always such a funny number when they do something like 13, 17. I like the detail with the string here. I think it's kind of fun. It's definitely a unique piece. So I probably would sell it in my booth. So yeah, what is her name? Delphine Fall 07. So not super old, but I do think it's kind of neat. Maybe a student piece. And then I also got this one, which I kind of like. I don't know how old it is. Well, based on the frame, it's probably, I don't know, 70s. And it has like the felt here, and definitely gives me coast vibes from where we live. So the theme of this shopping trip, this Goodwill is like coast, I guess, because of the sailboat bookends and this. This is $25, which is a really good price for a framed original painting that's actually art assigned in the corner. So I'm just having a hard time moving seascapes at the moment, so I just don't know, but I have a hard time passing up $25 original framed piece of art. So I gotta do some thinking while I head up to the checkout counter. So you guys are gonna think I'm crazy, but decided to not get that seascape painting because I have struggled to move big paintings like that. Like, okay, so you guys are gonna think I'm insane, but I decided not to get that seascape painting because it's just, I don't know, something's just not right about it. It doesn't have the right amount of age to me. And the canvas is definitely, it doesn't have nails in it. It has staples, which means it's really not that old. I mean, it's definitely vintage, but it's just not like old. And because I was just in Europe seeing very old paintings, I feel like that has tainted my view. So I decided to pass on it. I mean, if it's cheaper, maybe. It's just so big. I hate shipping big paintings like that because it's just, they never sell for as much as it would cost to ship, frankly. So passing, so hard for me to pass on original art, but I'm hoping I'm making the right decision. Okay, I'm working on my second box of goodies. So today has been pretty successful. I got this piece. So excited about this cool wooden box. You guys know I love a wooden box, and I particularly love anything that's like handmade and unique like this. So this is probably my favorite find right now. I have at least one more Goodwill stop in me, maybe more. We'll see how I do. Like I said, I have no snacks, so hunger will probably ultimately win. But yeah, very excited about this stop. Walking into the next Goodwill that still has that giant spider on the side of it. It's so scary. Okay, you guys, I'm in box heaven. Look at this beautiful piece. Look at all the inlay, 10 bucks. Stunning. This sucker is absolutely coming home with me. Here's a pretty, I think, myrtlewood napkin holder. I have another myrtlewood napkin holder, I feel like, and I can't remember if it's sold or not. So this one's only $1.99, which seems like a pretty good deal. I do like the tones on it. I'll think about this one. Some beautiful handmade beeswax candles, and they smell so good. $1.99 is a great deal for these, so I'm definitely gonna get them. So not super exciting for you guys, but this is a dolly. I always need one of these. Always need one of these, so I think this is gonna have to come home with me. Love this candelabra. I don't need it, and I definitely don't want to ship it, but it is $9.99. If it was older, I'd probably take it to one of my vintage booths, but I'm gonna pass on it since it's so big and would take up a lot of room, but really cool piece. Okay, you guys, this Goodwill is delivering the goods. This is a milking stool, and milking stools always have a buyer, even if they have a ton of patina on it. So if this sucker is reasonable, $4.99. Yep, this guy is coming home. With Thanksgiving coming up, I'm kind of tempted to get these sets of stemware because they're a really beautiful like fall color, and this is definitely vintage. I mean, look at that packaging. So whoever owned them kept them in the original boxes. All right, I'm gonna have to think on these. I think this cute little donut looking thing actually might be a whistle, although I'm not gonna put my mouth on it to check. But it's definitely a Native American piece, and it's super cute. Okay, you guys, that is a wrap. I've had a very successful day thrifting today. I cannot believe how much I got. It's insane. I filled up basically my trunk. Well, a trunk's full worth of stuff, although it is everywhere all over my car, including my son's car seat. So yeah, a really good day back thrifting. I'm so excited because you guys know, like I said, I get nervous I'm not gonna find anything. So today was amazing. I can't wait to show you everything I got. Oh, and by the way, those glasses ended up being half off. So awesome. I was so excited when they rang them up at the register. Okay, you guys, we are back in my studio space. I can't believe I got a trunk full basically of stuff. That is just crazy. Usually there's at least one underperforming Goodwill location when I do my normal circuit, and there wasn't. Every single one of them delivered. I am frankly in shock. It has never happened like this before. So super excited about today's haul. I'm not gonna show you everything I got because you just saw it all in the footage, but there's a few pieces I think are truly special that I wanna style up for you. And like always, anything that's gonna be available on Etsy is usually linked down below in the description box. Okay, so we're gonna kick things off with my very favorite thing that I picked up, which is this amazing inlay wood box. Look at all the details. I'm in shock that I actually found this at Goodwill. This was the last stop that I made, so I was later in the day. I thought for sure anything good would be gone because people line up outside our Goodwills in the morning when they open. So you never know if you're gonna get anything. And this piece is truly remarkable and stunning. I saw a lot of these when I was in Europe, usually outside my budget, and this one was 10 bucks. Apparently the universe was like, you know what, you deserve one, but you gotta go home to find it. You're not gonna get it in Europe. So I just thought this was insanely good inside. Has these cute little figures. And I think at some point it may have held something because inside has like velvet on the bottom. And then yes, those are my candles, my beeswax candles. Oh, they smell so good. I could pass out. They are so good. I actually have beeswax candles in my candle drawer right here. And so anytime I open it up, it just like wafts out at me, which is such a good smell. As someone who hates like fragrance and odors, good natural smelling things, I think hit me harder than the normal person because I usually hate the way the world smells. So anytime something smells good, I'm like overcome with how good it smells. But anyways, this will be available for you guys. I think I may regret it deeply, but I feel like I know at least one of you out there is gonna want this. So yeah, so this will be linked down below and available on Etsy. And the other box I wanted to show you, because you guys didn't get to see it up close, is this insanely good handmade box that kind of reminds me of like a walnut. I think I said acorn in my footage. A walnut was the word I was searching for. But it's very cool, and it was only $3, which is crazy. boxes, no matter what they are, even like the traditional ones like I just showed you with the wood inlay versus stuff like this is a little more abstract, handmade, you know, interesting. It doesn't matter. They all sell. And so this one, I want to keep it too. I want to keep it too, especially since it's a special shape, but I will make this available for you guys too. So I picked up a few pottery items like this one. This handled vase is absolutely amazing. It's huge. It was 15 bucks, which I'm a little annoyed at. I feel like if I would have known how many other things I was going to be getting at the other stops, I may not have picked this up. I don't know. Just because it was 15, not because it's not great, but because of the price point. That Goodwill lost their minds. Everything was very expensive, but this is a really good vase. This will be available on Etsy, and then if it doesn't sell, I'll definitely take it to my vintage booth. So the find that's gonna pay for this entire shopping trip is this vintage milking stool. And this one is really good because it's dark in color. It has patina, but it's not in terrible shape. But frankly, it doesn't matter how much patina it has, milking stools always sell. And if you can find one for $5, absolutely pick it up. I have paid up to $25 a piece for a milking stool because they just sell for that much money. And they're actually really easy to ship because they're very sturdy. You don't have to do a lot of packaging around them because it's a wooden stool that typically won't break in transit. And so it's just a really good piece overall. And so when I saw this, I was like, yes, anytime I can find a single piece that's going to basically pay for almost everything that I pick up is an amazing feeling. So I always go into these shopping trips hoping to find something like that, but it doesn't always happen. But this one I'm very excited about. So I was actually surprised to find any sort of brass. So I got these beautiful brass bookends. They were only $4.99, which is crazy. Bookends usually in Goodwill are at least $7.99. Sometimes they price them separate, which is so annoying. If there's a pair, they should be priced as a pair. So the fact that I got these for $4.99, that was a great deal. Bookends, you guys know, is a great seller for me. Actually, this haul was filled with just best sellers for me. Boxes, bookends, anything that is an organizer for your entry haul, like this key, any sort of key rack, whether it's brass or wood, sells. And then of course that stool that I just showed you. So a lot of really good bread and butter pieces that are just something that I always am looking for. And I still can't believe today that I actually found so many of my best sellers. So this piece that I got today, I'm realizing like this is the shoreline and these are waves. So it makes me love the piece even more. It's so interesting. And I love the fiber detail that it has. And when you turn it over, because I didn't realize this when I was in the store, if you turn it over, there's a slip of paper and it talks about how much the artist had priced it originally for 300 bucks. And I got it for 13 at the thrift store. So I always love when there's information on the back. So yeah, I'm keeping it, I think, because my husband likes it. And it goes with another piece of art I actually just got in Belgium that I haven't shown you guys. So yeah, this is going to be for me. And this might be one of my favorite finds from today. Okay, so those are all the things I wanted to highlight. Anything that's going to be available that I just showed you will be linked down below. And then, of course, I got more stuff I didn't show you. That stuff will also be linked in the description box. Okay, so my camera battery died, so we're doing the rest of the video on my phone. So I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who commented on my last video. I asked for help with my vintage booth. You guys totally delivered. Some would say maybe over-delivered. I got so many responses between YouTube and Instagram. Frankly, I was wildly unprepared for all the responses, and everyone gave really great advice. So many nuggets of information that I can't wait to put in a list and tell you guys in a future video, because I think everyone can learn from what everyone responded. But I feel like I totally set myself up because I didn't give you any context around the environment that my booth is in. So what would have been helpful is to know that this particular vintage shop is not like your normal antique mall, because it is one smaller. There's only 5 booths, and it's designed to where everyone blends in together. So the aesthetic needs to be uniform in the entire shop. Now at an antique mall, you know, everyone's booth is basically different and allowed to be different, and that's the purpose of the antique mall. Everyone can be their own personality. Where this particular shop, we are all curating a very similar aesthetic, and that aesthetic is a little bit outside of, you know, obviously my own personal style and decor, and it is more brown because the stuff that's in that shop It's very earth toned, it's very natural, it's very organic, and that's why there's so much brown in the space. So everyone was like just shocked at the level of wood and brown, but that very much matches and is very cohesive with the space. And when you go into the rest of the shop, you're just like amazed at how cohesive it is, considering there are, you know, a half a dozen people that are curating the stuff in the store. So when you go in there, it's just amazingly curated, and it just absolutely works, especially in Portland, Oregon, where we are, where obviously nature, you know, plays a huge role in the style of decorating around here. So if you're wondering why everything was brown and why I have chosen not to paint something turquoise or red or, you know, something like that, that's why. It's because, you know, we're all very committed to this very organic and natural aesthetic. So just feel like I needed to give you guys that context before I said, hey, what do you think I should do in my booth? Because you guys are like, ah, it's all brown, and you're not brown, you love color. So anyways, so that's one thing. The other thing is, people are like, why don't you have walls? And you need to have delineation between your neighbors. It all flows together. And again, that's by design. It's because we want to make sure that when you go into this shop, that it feels like you're going into a cohesive and curated shop. And by putting walls in, then you kind of create that separation that doesn't feel open and airy and inviting as it could be. And when you go into the shop, it definitely makes sense to not have walls, because the flow is just really, really nice. And we get compliments all the time on how beautiful and open and what a nice shopping experience it is compared to your typical antique mall, which is, you know, hard walls. Everyone is different. And so that's just not the space. So anyways, I felt like I totally should have told you guys these things before I just like put this video out there in my jet lag state. I didn't even think of it. And then you guys were just like, ew, it's brown. And then you're like, why are there no walls? And anyways, so that's why. So still a lot of great information that I'm going to use. And it was helpful, especially anyone who had like the retail psychology that they shared with me. That was absolutely fascinating. So anyways, I have so much to glean from those comments. And yeah, thank you again for taking the time to advise me and share your knowledge and wisdom and ideas. And I do have another booth space that I am definitely more colorful in and have a little bit more control over the space, because it's more of a traditional antique mall experience. And so anything that I don't apply to the vintage booth that I showed you, I absolutely can apply to the one at my second booth space, which is more colorful. So anyways, thank you guys so much. But wow, I was so overwhelmed by all of the comments, but ultimately very, very helpful. Okay, so that's all I have to share with you today. Thank you so much for shopping with me. I can't believe I got so many things. Like I said, everything that's available will be linked down below. I have Belgium, European sourcing stuff coming your way soon. I am still unpacking and unwrapping everything that I bought. And it's just, it's a lot. I mean, 2 suitcases full of stuff that is going to be available for you guys. So a lot of amazing things coming. October is a very, very busy month in terms of markets and estate sales and other things in Oregon near me. So it is going to be quite the sourcing month. You guys are gonna have a lot of amazing thrift with me and shopping videos coming your way. If you're looking for more vintage content between my haul videos here on YouTube, make sure you follow me on Instagram. Thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Take care.